Welcome to my backyard. I have Peter White
Hello there.
playing for me. It's nice that you could join us because it was only me being serenaded by Peter. And I could sit here all night. It's awesome that you guys came. Thank you for coming to my backyard. This is Peter White, by the way. I'm Mindi Abair. Ooh, it's changing. All right, I like this. This is our volume 3 because we did it for the first time and it was awesome. And so we wanted to do more songs because we have more songs.
We have more songs. We actually have a song that we recorded together, like 17 years ago?
We recorded it in 2003?
Something like that. And we have never played it live together.
That's kind of crazy, right?
And,
but I think that we need to.
can we remember it?
Well, I don't know. Can we remember it? There's the question. All right. I want you guys to get your drink on. I'm drinking a pretty good for a girl rosé. Eric's going to come with some sparkling.
The song is called Are You Mine?
Are You Mine? All right. It's taken us 17 years to play that live. That was our first time playing that song live. I was in the studio with you in 2003. I mean, that was a long time ago.
That's right. Oh, that's around the time we started our Christmas tour.
That was the year.
Around the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
2003. Yeah. And we've known each other we've actually known each other longer than that. But we talked about that in a previous episode.
We talked about that in volume 1 or 2. I don't know. I don't know when that was. But I remembered recording that song, and it was the most fun ever. And we've never played it live, and that's like unheard of. So we played it for you guys first. So it all happens on the back porch, right?
Are You Mine? I love those songs that have questions. Makes you think. Well, what's the answer? Are you mine? Yes.
Are you mine? Well, it could be different days, or different people you ask. Just making you think. All right, so going back long time ago, there's a song that I recorded that Peter and I have played a lot, but not for a long time. So this was off my Lifeless Ordinary CD. This is called True Blue. True blue. We have 2 neighbors, socially distanced in, in the yard. It's a small yard, but George, Colleen, thank you for being here. And I just want to say to you guys who join us every week, thank you so much for coming to our backyard shows. It's just been amazing to do this. I can speak for myself. It's made me remember, wait, we play for people. This is amazing.
These are the only shows I have, I must say, for the last few months anyway.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's good. It's fun to be in your backyard.
I know. It's good. The wine is good here. The neighbors are good. Like, we are getting out of Dodge. I'm actually playing in Clearwater, Florida, which is my hometown. Right next door is St. Petersburg. And we're doing that at the end of August. And I kept thinking it was going to cancel. I had my fingers crossed, like, please don't. But they're doing a socially distanced show that's amazing, that it's just going to be me and a trio, 2 guys and me, Third Richardson, my drummer, and my friend Sean Brown, who is just a beast of a musician in person. So we're going to do that. And then next year, give us a year, we're going to go on adventures. So with the wine company I have with my husband, who's here, Eric, he's coming later to not spray us with sparkling wine.
How could we forget?
You couldn't forget. I couldn't forget.
That was a viral moment. I loved it. Mindi gets sprayed with English champagne. I didn't even know that English made sparkling wine.
See, this is the fun of doing a wine and music session, because, you're drinking your beer.
You learn something every week in Mindy's backyard, I tell you.
He's got more sparkling wine this week. But next year, around this time, we're going to Sonoma, and he's going to pull a bunch of favors with all his winemaker friends and our cool winery friends and everything. So Sonoma is one of the most beautiful places on the planet. You got to go. We're going to Healdsburg. So good food, good wine, of course. And I'm going to play some music. I'm going to have some friends there. And we're going to do the same thing in Tuscany next fall. So go with us to Tuscany, because the wine is good there. The force is strong with them. And my husband, Eric, is Italian. So, he can't speak the language, but he can eat the food and he can drink the wine. And I can play the music. So I promise the adventures are fun. You can go to reservetastings.com and go to adventures, or my website too, mindyabair.com. So that's kind of fun, because we haven't seen you guys in so long. We wanted to, when the world comes back around, see you even more. But Peter and I get to see each other on the porch. We are 6 feet away from each other, and we're outdoors, and I can't wear a mask because I'm playing saxophone and singing. But I think after 3 volumes now, we're in the same bubble, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. We sat around my fire pit after our show, Volume 2, and we were just talking. And this next song came. You just started playing it.
Yeah, it's the Beatles, and the Beatles are a huge influence on me. I probably wouldn't have started playing the guitar if it wasn't for the Beatles. Back then in the 60s. Yeah, I remember the 60s. So
you just heard them and it made you...
It was so cool, and there's mostly the sound of the guitar, I mean,
it was cool.
How old was I? Like 9 or 10 years old. I thought, wow, this is the greatest sound I've ever heard. I want to do that.
Wow.
But the Beatles wrote great songs, and this song just popped into my mind the other day. I've never really played it live. I've never played it live.
You were at our fire pit just over there.
I played it at your fire pit for the first time, and let's see if we can play it together. This is Beatles in My Life. Thank you, John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Without them, I probably wouldn't be here.
I love that. Let's do it again. No. Couldn't you listen to him play that all day?
Fell in love with you. In Mindy's backyard, we can play whatever we want. I love that.
Woo! I love that. Come on. All right. We wanna just say, ask us whatever. You may have questions. You may whatever. I've got a cool question for Peter, but later in the broadcast, in the backyard broadcast, I have questions for you. I know I've toured with you for like 90 years.
But there's still things you want to know.
There's still things that I would like to know.
Inquiring minds want to know. Okay.
Yeah. So,
We'll see.
I think that, I think that these things have to be. So if you have any questions for Peter or myself, feel free to ask. We can do a little interview section at the end. This is something we don't normally do, but hey, we're here in the backyard. We can do this. But I think it's wine intermission time, and you don't have anything to drink, do you? You left your beer inside, didn't you? My God.
I'm parched.
What is wrong, right? So we need
I can go and get my beer. Actually,
No, we've got my wine guy coming. Okay. I got a husband that
You've
does
got a wine guy. He's the wine guy.
He's the wine guy, and it's not going to go all over me this time. We're actually going to drink it this time. So instead of the Boddingtons that you've been drinking while we've gone over songs, there's actually more English sparkling wine that is coming. All right. So I'm going to introduce my husband, Eric Guerra. We've got a wine and music company together called Reserve Tastings. So we don't have English sparkling wine, but the idea is that we find cool wines for you and put music to them, and you get wine 4 times a year, right? It's pretty cool. So, but in the backyard, then you can just have fun and be with your husband and drink wine and your best friends and have fun. Hi, hon.
Hey.
You're going to put it on Peter this week, right?
See, up till the last time we were together, which was 2 weeks ago, I didn't even know that the English, and I am English, by the way, and I didn't know this, the English make sparkling wine.
And they make sparkling wine very close to London. This one actually comes from West Sussex, which about an hour south of London, right up against the English Channel. So a lot of people don't know this, it's a pretty amazing kind of hidden wine region down in southern England. There's got to be maybe 50 to 60 different sparkling wineries now, and they all do very, very well. English have been known for years for drinking a lot of beer, wine,
well, I know that,
gin, and so they finally started making it on their own. Yeah. But if you think about it, the English Channel just separates England from France, and so the growing region is not that much different. And one thing that England has benefited from is global warming. Global warming in the summer, it gets a little warmer in the southern part of England, so they can get the grapes ripe enough. And this is a sparkling wine called Nightingale from Sussex. Nightingale.
Sounds very English.
I know it does sound very
Nightingale.
but it is all the three same varietals that you get in Champagne: a Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, and a Pinot Meunier. So they can grow the exact same varietals that they do in Champagne, which is northern France, and come out with an excellent sparkling wine. Now, last time I was here, I spilled it all over. Look at Peter starting to move right now. Mindy's running. I spilled it all over the place because the bottle exploded.
Why would a bottle explode?
Because it got too warm, or someone shook it when they walked up on stage porch.
That ain't right.
And Peter didn't really get that much. I actually got it for him.
I didn't get any on me.
No,
but,
it all went all over the house, and Mindy and everything else. Not me and Peter. We were fine. So I'm going to try this again real quick. Ready?
Oh God. Yeah.
Okay, here it goes. Which way should I point it?
Ah!
All right, here we go.
We can drink it.
Kept it in the bottle. All right, so let's try a little bit.
Okay, let's try a little bit.
Cheers. There you go.
My rosé.
Yeah,
We're
there's a bug
killing-
in your rosé. It's all right.
We killed a fly.
That's all right.
There's a fly in my
I'll
rosé.
keep some for the neighbors when we come back down. Now, again, the brilliant thing is this is made in the same way champagne is made in.
It's nice.
It's not easy to find English sparkling wine in the U.S. So wine.com, or if you're in L.A., you can go to the wine house. Sorry, I'll make sure I speak into the mic. I'm a wine guy.
yes. Speaking of the mic.
All right, so
Everyone at home, lift your glasses.
yes, cheers.
With us.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Santé.
Ah,
Chin chin. All the neighbors behind the camera. Cheers.
cheers.
Well, that's pretty excellent. So I
This is
challenge
awesome.
everybody to actually go out and get this Nightingale. It's actually much better than I thought it was going to be.
That's not cool to say.
I know. No, not because it's English sparkling wine, but California does pretty good wine as well. So this was impressive. What do you think, Peter?
I love it.
Yeah.
And I want more.
Okay.
It's very good.
Well, let's do a little bit more. Not over the equipment.
I'm
though.
very proud of the English right now.
Yes. This is a beautiful estate, and like I said, in southern England and West Sussex. And it's very visitor friendly. So you can go to the wineries in England. They are very much like California wineries or Australian wineries. Are very inviting. The French, not so much. Italians don't care. So there you go. So go to England and go to wine country, and you'll have a beautiful time. But this is the reservetastings.com wine moment in honor of Peter being here. So cheers.
More
Cheers.
English sparkling wine.
Yep.
For
Cheers,
that. Cheers.
You learn something and you get to drink something
Damn,
at
that's
Mindy's
pretty good.
backyard.
The one thing I'm getting out of this, not to geek out here, but the chalkiness. A lot of people don't know that in Champagne, you have that chalky soil, and it's the same soil bed that goes to southern England. So this is one of the reasons why this is so excellent.
It tastes like champagne.
But yeah, it's not get crazy here, but yes, it's very good. It's very, very good.
I've been playing a little bit, so it's
Yeah.
gonna make the show better,
Yeah, right.
right?
I'm not sure if it will help my performance.
All right, so you guys don't get an opportunity to see all the comments coming in. There's hundreds. Everybody is from all over the world. We have people in the mornings in Panama, in Chile, in Greece, Spain, Japan, Italy, a few people from England. Ireland. We have people coming in from all over the world. So right now, everybody, again, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, honey.
You're welcome.
Wow. See, no one got hurt. We got to drink some wine.
Yeah.
I'm not soaked. This is cool.
And if things work out technically, I take all responsibility. And if they don't work out technically, I take no responsibility. So
Right.
wine guy behind the camera.
Right.
Yeah.
Ask him all your crazy wine questions.
Wine guy. You need a logo, like an avatar,
Yeah.
like a guy holding a bottle of wine with a cape on.
It's basically what I do
Something.
for Mindy all the time. Yeah.
I know everyone calls
Wine
and
guy.
texts him. Hey, wine guy.
Hey, wine guy.
I'm at Trader Joe's. What do I get?
Sparkling wine.
Hey, wine
please.
guy. I'm at K&L Wines. What do I get? So yeah, that's what your phone blows up with, you know.
So
All right. You've done your job well
done
here.
enough.
I gotta
I'm
say.
going to go back to all the comments.
You're crazy. Go back to all the comments, answer the questions. And if you guys have questions, we have a wine company together, reservetastings.com. And he's the brains behind that. I play a little music and make cool art for the labels and, music for the playlist for the wine, but that's the guy right there. So check out the website, and I hope you become a member because we're doing fun stuff, and it's fun to have you as part of our world a little more.
Yeah, we have a couple great wines coming up. We just purchased San Ynez Valley Viognier and a Sonoma Pinot Noir. That's going to be our next shipment, and they're outstanding. The Viognier is probably the best I've ever had in my life. So if you love Viognier, you're going to become a huge fan if you don't.
Yeah. I didn't know I did, but now I do.
Now you do.
All right. Bye, hon.
You have fun with Peter.
Okay. Go play with my friends.
Mention our wine and music part.
Oh yeah. He said we have a political party now. It's the wine and music party. So, we get political here in the backyard. Woo! All right. We've been drinking cool wine. So why not do a song that I recorded on my very first CD? What?
Yeah, we used to play this song a lot. Way back.
Way back on our Christmas tour, right? Now, little known fact. The background vocals on this track, on the record, are sung by John Taylor from Duran Duran.
Oh.
We recorded it right across the street.
How did you swing that?
I swung that. That's all we have to say. No, John's a great friend, and he wrote the title track of my first record with me. So I needed vocals. He was there. But I got you today. Go on and close the curtains, 'cause all we need is candlelight. You and me and a bottle of wine, and I'll hold you tonight. Well, we know that I'm going away. How I wish it weren't so. So take this wine and drink with me. Let's delay our misery. Save tonight. Yeah, fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone. Save tonight. Fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone. There's a log on the fire, and it burns like a bit for you. Tomorrow comes with one desire, to take me away. It ain't easy to say goodbye. Darling, please don't start to cry. Boy, you know I've got to go now. Lord, I wish it wasn't so. Save tonight. Fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone. Save tonight. Fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone. Tomorrow comes to take me away. I wish that I could stay, but boy, you know I've got to go now. Lord, I wish it wasn't so. So save tonight. Fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone. Save tonight. Fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone.
wait. I'm going back in time here.
What are you doing?
You know, I told you I was a big fan of the Beatles. What I
Yeah.
didn't tell you was I'm also a big fan of the Rolling Stones.
You tell me all these things on the back porch? What?
Give me a beat.
What? You came with your own drummer? Oh yeah! I love that you love the Rolling Stone. Let's hear you, Peter. Come on.
Well, I've been haunted in my sleep. I've been staring. You've been staring at my dreams. Lord, I miss you tonight, girl. I
Yeah,
miss
you
you.
miss me. Come on.
I've been waiting on the hole. I've been waiting on your call. When the phone rings, you know what? It's just a friend of mine, and he says, you know what he says? Hey, what's the matter, man? I'm going to come around with some Puerto Rican girls. That's just some guys dying to meet you.
Oh, that's right. Come on.
We'll bring a case of wine.
I got a case of wine.
You got a case of wine. We'll fool around like we used to. How did I do as Mick Jagger there? What do you think?
You are an awesome Mick Jagger. Okay, next time, right there.
Once again, no one has ever seen me do that ever before. Only in Mindy's backyard. Totally different things happen. Weird things sometimes.
Weird things happen. No, I've played that song with my band for a long time. We love the Rolling Stones. But every time we play it, and you and I have played it together too, he's like, you should do the rap on the second verse. I'm sorry. It is not, no, it's not okay. You have to do the rap. I'm like, you do the rap. I'm not Mick Jagger. Like, you know, it's you. So this is your first outing.
I really want to do it with a much more proper English accent.
And like this.
Hey, what's the matter, man? We're going to come around at 12 with some Puerto Rican guys that are dying to meet you. What do you think about that?
Okay, maybe we can do a second version or record it at some point with you sounding like Prince Charles instead of Mick Jagger.
We'll bring a case of wine. We'll mess around and fool around just like we used to.
You know what? This stuff happens only right here.
Only in Mindy's backyard.
I like that. I like that version. All right. I like that. What have we have not told you that if you love what you're hearing, you can go to paypal.me/Mindi Abair, and that goes to both of us. So we don't sell tickets. We don't do that kind of thing. We just want to be together, make music. But if you want to support, we love that, and we thank you so much. And those of you guys who have given to us, we love you for this. You know, we just want to play for you every night, but the world says not yet. Woo! Can we just be serenaded by Peter all night? Well, I mean, you know, I guess that's why we're here, right? I think this is my 17th Facebook Live wine and music session. Is it 17? Is it 16? It's not 16. I think it's 18, 20. I don't know. I've lost count. I've been drinking. But it's so special that Peter has been here, that we just keep doing this and we've just had fun. It's like, I don't know, there are endless songs. So thank you for tuning in and thank you for being here with Peter and I, because it makes me feel good to have you here. It makes me feel like I'm home. So it's great.
It's fun for me. Gets me out of the house. It's nice.
We were supposed to be on tour doing some dates, you and me and you to Groove. And
Yeah.
I think those are to be announced. Some of them are already scheduled.
Yeah, a lot of them been postponed.
Yeah.
And hope to make them up. You know,
I know.
maybe next year.
Yeah, and we're still on for Christmas. Someone just texted me today, or I think it was on my Facebook, said, "Hey, we just bought tickets to see you guys in Clearwater." So we got our fingers crossed that, you know, we can actually fulfill our Christmas tour, because we want to see you for Christmas so much. This is like the most fun thing I do all year is play our Christmas show. So, you know, we got our fingers crossed. So wear your masks, be safe, be good to each other, and let's get through this together. And let's play some freaking Christmas music in December. I have a question for you.
You have a question for me.
I have a question for you. So
Yes.
I said, ask Peter and Mindy, you know, whatever. But I have a question for you. So I know you very well, but there is one thing that I don't know that I was kind of thinking, like, now's the time. You guys are here, right? You might want to know something about Peter, but I've always known you as a guitarist and as a musician and a writer. But was there a point where you had like a real person job? Because, you know, right now we are musicians, but we're not really allowed to be musicians. It's not very safe. But was there a point where you had like a job that was not Peter White, the guitarist, musician,
something
artist?
I could fall back on right now.
Really?
Because,
you did? You had a real job?
Yeah, I did have a real job. I left school when I was 18. All my friends went to college. I didn't. I don't recommend this, by the way. I just wanted to join a band. I just wanted to be a musician, travel the world. I didn't have any idea how to accomplish this. Growing up in a small town in the countryside in England, about 40 miles north of London. So I went to apply for a job at the employment agency. The only time I've ever done that in my life. And they said, yeah, there's an opening at a soup. I thought they said suit factory.
Suit factory. You could get some cool threads.
Yeah. I thought, how hard can that be?
That could make me look cool on stage.
Yeah. Cutting, sewing, that doesn't sound like very difficult to me.
I'll see you sewing.
So I went down there and I realized as soon as I got there, it was not a suit factory. It was a soup factory.
Soup like you eat warm?
Yes. And I said, well, I'm already here. I may as well take the job. I don't have anything else going on. How old was I? I was just turning 19, I think. Yeah, I took the job at the soup factory. I watched the soup go by in the conveyor belt, and I would pick the soup out and put it in a big container, and then we'd put it in a giant pressure cooker, and that's how you pasteurized it. All the cans went in a giant pressure cooker, and I was the one looking after this pressure cooker, and I would sit there and I watch it for hours, and there was nothing really to do, and I would fall asleep sometimes. And
you were not a good soup employee, is what you're saying?
I only lasted a few weeks. Actually a few months. And a guy there, what brought it home to me was the guy that was working with me. He said, Peter, you're wasting your time here, aren't you? And I thought, yeah, I think I am. So
but you knew you wanted to be a musician, right? You were just...
That's all I wanted to do. If I would have gone to college, if I thought of any other career path at that point, I would have gone to college to study, to do that. But I just wanted to play music. I was completely corrupted by rock and roll.
Well, all my friends who are, like you, British, from across the pond, they didn't go to music school. Music school wasn't a thing. All my friends who are like John Taylor, we were talking about, he went to art school, and all the guys in Duran went to art school.
So did
Bowie went to art school.
So did a lot of the Rolling Stones and the Beatles. They went to art school. John Lennon was an art school student.
So so music school just wasn't cool or something?
It just seemed to me at the age of 18 that music wasn't something that anyone could teach me. I don't recommend this again. I don't recommend this, but for me, I didn't think there was anything they could teach me at school about music that I couldn't figure out by myself or I didn't already know.
While you're talking, I'm going to pour you more
wine. Yes, please.
Yeah.
So once again, please don't do what I did. Don't. It worked for me because I always had music in me. So I eventually found my way in music. And that's what brought me here today. I met Al Stewart. That was one of the biggest changes in my life. That changed my life. Meeting Al Stewart, which finally brought me to America, touring the world.
How long did you work with Al Stewart? It was a long time, right?
It's almost 20 years. And he got me playing the nylon string guitar, which it's very similar to the instrument I play now. If it wasn't for him, I'd probably still be up there, with the electric guitar and the long hair extensions. Yeah. Do they make gray hair extensions?
No, they do not. Well, I mean, yeah, they probably do.
And I'd be there with the leather pants, and I'd be playing rock and roll. But, with Al Stewart, he got me playing the Spanish guitar. That became my voice.
Didn't you play keyboards a lot, though, starting
Well, I
out?
always played keyboards along with guitar. And when he asked me to join his band, he needed a keyboard player. He already had a guitar player. So if I didn't play piano, I wouldn't have ever joined his band. I probably wouldn't be here today.
Kids, listen to this, because my father told me early on, he goes, sax players are expendable, but
you need to be able to play the piano because that will help you in every single way. Not that you don't even know how it will help you at this point. So that's my advice to any aspiring young musician. Whatever instrument you play, also learn to play the piano. But I have a question for you.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah.
Is it true that way, way, way back in the early 90s, you grew up in Florida, right?
Yeah.
You came to LA.
Yeah.
to find your fame and fortune.
Yeah. Well,
But you ended up playing on the street in Santa Monica with
fame and fortune was not
with,
not to be had immediately.
Playing with karaoke tracks that you'd bought on a CD, because they only had CDs then. And this was 6th Street.
3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica.
3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica. So if you had been walking in 3rd Street Promenade, did I say Promenade?
It's Promenade, by the way.
You would have seen Mindi Abair playing. Did you have a bucket or a hat?
I had a boom box, and I had my saxophone case.
And the saxophone case, which people would
put money in. And you know what? I just thought, I got a degree in music, woodwind performance, from Berklee College of Music, which is literally the best contemporary music school in the world. I'll fight anyone who thinks otherwise. But I came here, and you know what? They have every sax player they need. They have every musician known to man in Los Angeles. They did not need another one. But I needed to play, and I needed to sing, and I needed to just be me. And that's what I came here to do. So I had gotten a job as a waitress, and I was just an awful waitress. I was awful. Just, I hope you didn't get me Victoria Station up at Universal City. It was really bad. But I quit, and I just said, I came here to play music, and I came here to do what I do. So if they won't hire me, I'm going to just hire myself. I'm going to go out on the street, and I'm going to play. And I learned something great from that. I learned a lot, but I learned that you and I have talked about this, that you have to do what you do. You have to put yourself out there. You have to play what you're going to play, and maybe someone will take notice. But at a certain point, if you're just doing something that you don't want to do, you're kind of wasting your time, like you in the soup factory. And I was definitely wasting my time as a waitress, because that wasn't my dream. So I went out and played on the street, and Bobby Lyle walked by.
Bobby Lyle discovered you playing. What song might you have been playing back then?
I don't even remember. I was playing like a bunch of stuff. I had karaoke tracks and like Anita Baker and Soul to Soul, and just cool stuff that was like of the day. I mean, this was like the early 90s. But Bobby Lyle walked by, and he stood, and he waited till I stopped playing, and he goes, I should hire you. You're really good. I'm making a record right now. Would you want to play? I'm like, I'm on the street, buddy. Of course.
Did you know who Bobby Lyle was at that moment?
I actually did. I was a fan. I thought he was amazing. He didn't know I knew who he was.
He's one of the most amazing piano players ever. Love Bobby.
One of the best piano players to ever walk the face of the planet. And he was always incredible to me. He was so respectful. And I mean, literally hired me off the street. And I never had the guts to tell anyone. I was just like, whoa, But he told me years later, he goes, you should wear that as a badge of honor, and, admit that I actually hired you off the street. And he goes, I think that's a really cool thing. And I was like, okay, I'll go with you on that. So, I kind of hid it for a while, but I am every day for that. And he always sits in with me when I'm in Houston. And we still call each other. Because he lives in Houston
now. But back then he lived in LA, he just happened to be walking along the street, just having a good time, and happened to.
You played on one of his records, right?
Yeah, I met Bobby right around that time, but maybe even before that. And he says, yeah, Peter, I want you to play on this song. I don't really know much about you, but you've been recommended highly by a lot of people. And I said, well, I want to thank them for that. And that's how I met Bobby Lyle.
You know what?
Lovely guy. Love him.
A lot of people have come through his band. Thank you, Bobby Lyle. Go buy a Bobby Lyle record, okay? Please.
But cool. the internet has largely replaced all this kind of chance meeting, and I don't think completely. I still think it's important to go out there and put yourself out in front of people, and you'll eventually meet the person that's going to help you. Like I met Al Stewart, you met Bobby Lyle. If we'd have just stayed home watching the TV, that would never have happened.
You're right. Look at us. We're in my backyard now.
What could be better than this?
All right. Did we get any ask Peter and Mindi questions that,
Yeah, well, there's one question where you went to college.
I went to Berklee College of Music in Boston and finished my degree there in woodwind performance. But my first year of college was at University of North Florida in Jacksonville. I didn't finish and get my degree there, but it was an amazing school, and I learned so much. But I transferred because Berklee was like rock and roll and soul and jazz and R&B and everything. So I wanted to go there. But you didn't.
If there had been a college like Berklee in England, I would probably would have gone, but there wasn't. There was the Royal College of Music.
Yeah, it didn't.
And it was all pretty much classic. Do you want to learn to play classical music? And I could play a little bit of classical music, but it wasn't really what I wanted to pursue. I was into.
You were into Ozzy and the Rolling Stones and Bad Company that we played last week.
Ozzy, yeah, I thought the first Black Sabbath album was the best thing I'd ever heard. And how old was I? I was 15 when that album came out. And you're all mad. That's my Ozzy impression. But within a year of discovering Black Sabbath, somebody gave me a Joni Mitchell album.
Saved your life.
See?
Saved your soul.
Black Sabbath. Joni Mitchell.
You could have been the Prince of Darkness too.
Yes, and I started listening to Joni Mitchell, and I thought, wow, she writes great lyrics. I don't think I'd ever really listened to any song lyrics before listening to Joni Mitchell. I wasn't interested. I was interested in the.
I get it.
All of a sudden, I'm interested in lyrics, and thank you for Joni. And I finally met her one day, and I was able to tell her that.
What'd she say?
That she changed my life, and she goes, oh. She hears it all the time. She said, "Oh, come and sit down. Come and sit down," which was a wonderful gesture on her part. We were in a random hotel restaurant, and so now if you ever see me and I'm eating on my own, you come up and sit with me. I'll always remember Joni Mitchell being so gracious to me, and I, since that day, always invite people to come and sit with me.
You're always that guy. You were
talk,
always were.
I want to get to know you. I like people. I do like people.
We're going to be around people soon. We miss you guys. All that to say, we miss you. We wish you were here in the backyard. It's not socially distance friendly. I have a very small backyard, but we're having fun on it, and we're glad you joined us. So, can we do your song? I want to finish off the evening with your song. I love this. Well, it's not your song. You tell me one. Didn't you record this? You used to play it live, but you actually recorded it for good.
Well, in my show, I used to go into this song, which was "Who's That Lady?" The Isley Brothers, and it was.
Out of San Diego?
I remember playing at Thornton Winery in Temecula many times. It was just the thing, I could do whatever I wanted. And so I was in the studio one day, and we were trying to record a different Isley Brothers song. We were trying to record Harvest for the World.
I got to be honest and say I don't know that song. I do know that song.
For the world.
Right. Yeah.
And it was very nice, but it wasn't really going anywhere. My version was not going anywhere, and we had the presence of mind to realize this and put the brakes on. And my producer said to me, well, do you have any other ideas? We were in Jeff Lorber's studio at this time. We have Jeff Lorber waiting to play, and we don't have a song. So I said, I always liked Who's That Lady? I'm just trying to think, off the top of my head. Isley Brothers, Who's That Lady? Oh, okay, why don't we try
Great
that?
Song.
We slow it down a little bit and see what happens.
What?
And the rest is history, because I played this just about every show in the last 20 years.
I requested this. You're welcome.
thing I remember from the 60s, one thing that I learned, you got to have a wah-wah. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks
That's
for
Peter
watching.
White.
Mindy.
I'm Mindi Abair, but you know that because you went to my Facebook to get here, or Peter's Facebook. I don't know. We are drinking wine with you. I hope you guys had so much fun. Hey, cheers to you. We have so many songs to play you. We just had to do a volume 3. So, hey, if you like wine, go to our wine company, reservetastings.com. We hope you become a fan and, well, we hope you join. But we hope that we get to play for you soon. We've got a whole Christmas tour across the country, and we just got our fingers crossed that we can play for you guys because we love you so much. So we've done it for so many years. We got to play Christmas music for you, right? Walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland. Maybe we'll see you at Christmas. We
Goodbye.
love you guys. Thanks for coming.